Point one is a plea to surrender. I beseech you that you present yourselves to God. I've used this illustration 1,000 times, probably not that many times, but many, many times. How many in this room has seen a loose screw and you've used a dime or a fingernail or a pocket knife to tighten it? Something besides a screwdriver. Have you ever done that? How many of you own a screwdriver? Why would you do that? Because you use the thing closest to you. God will do the same thing. He uses the most available, maybe not the most qualified, but certainly the most available. He'll make it qualified if you make yourself available. You avail yourself. That's what it means there. To avail yourself, to make yourself available to God. I don't know how to do that. I'm going to tell you how to do that in just a minute. We see the request. How about the reason? Why should I? Look at 4 little words here in verse 1. 4 life-changing words. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercy, 5 words, matter of fact, by the mercies of God. In view of God's mercy. Paul is saying, can you look at the cross and see Him hanging in your place and say no when you realize He died for you? He gave His life for you. And you say, I don't have time to surrender. I can't surrender. Do like I did and run and waste 20 years of your life. I'll come back to that a little later. Yes, you can do that. Oh, but the things you'll miss, I'll come back to that a little later. Mercy. When you think of the fact that you deserved hell, He took it for you. He took hell for you. And say, no. Paul said, I plead with you in view of God's mercy. Because of Calvary, present yourselves to God. Because of Calvary. Titus 3:5 says, not by works of righteousness we have done, but according to His mercy He saved us. Psalm 108 verse 4 says, for thy mercy is great above the heavens. Lamentations 3:22 says, it is of the Lord's mercies that will not consume, for His compassions fail not. You look at, God looks down on America and He sees the immorality and He sees the homosexuals demanding their rights. I saw a man on TV the other day on Fox News arguing with I think it was Tucker Carlson about transgender. He said a person's gender identity is their gender. I think I'm a girl, so I must be a girl. No. When that sperm fertilizes that egg, it is male or female. No, nothing else. That's it. Preacher, you're old-fashioned. You're a bigot. No, I'm not. I just happen to believe what God said. Mark 10:6, from the beginning of creation, God made them male and female, period. That settles it there. But I feel. Facts don't care about feelings. The fact is you're a man or a woman. There is no in between. Why does God just look at this rebellion and say, that's it? Because His mercy, because there's a remnant of believers here, and there's hope for America and these believers. Because of His mercy. It sounds hopeless, but it's not. But it's not. Why? Because if the church were to walk in these old paths, there's still hope for America. Preacher, you believe there can be a revival in America? I believe there can be, yes. Will there be? I believe there will. I'm not going to tell you why I believe that, but I do. I believe I have a Bible, at least a Bible indication that there will be before the rapture. I hope I'm right. I hope I'm right. I pray that I'm right. Daily I pray that I'm right here. Daily I pray that the core people here that are faithful will get a handle on this, on these three things. We haven't gotten it quite yet, have we? We've got 1, 2. Again, how can I know? By presenting yourself. I promise you, you can find out. It's simple. I'm going to make it simple for you today. Whatever needs to be done, do it. If it's teach Sunday school, do it. Teach, keep nursery, do it. Clean the church, do it. Go next door to a neighbor that's sick. Someone's out, take them food. Pass out a tract, witness to a lost loved one. It began, I won't tell the story, it began with me driving a bus. I could see and drive back then. Somebody asked me the other day, said, can you drive? I said, yes, I just can't see. In fact, my son-in-law, we're talking about the hospital about my vision impairment over the years, and he said, and you can drive? I said, no, but I can, but I can't see. And so get out of the way, you see him coming in, man. But present yourself. God will reveal it to you. Now, it'll be exactly opposite what you think it is going to be. This for me, no, never. But I said, the request, the reason is mercy. The request is percent. The reason is mercy. And number 3, the result of surrender. Prove, determine, find out that good. Good means of God. It's of God. 2 Timothy 1:9. Who saved us and called us with a holy calling, not according to our works, but according to His own purpose. Oh my. And grace which was given us in Christ Jesus before the world began. Not my works, but His purpose. That's why it's of God. It's good. And it's acceptable. That means well-pleasing. Well-pleasing. The will of God for you is of God. It's well-pleasing to Him. And it's perfect. It's complete. It's complete. Surrender. Surrender. Point 1, salvation. Point 2, surrender. And point 3, you probably figured that out by now. Serve. Serving in the work of God. Oh, the inconsistency we see time and time again. The empty pews and the lack of commitment. The lack of commitment. Where is it? I actually talked to someone a couple of weeks ago about coming to church, and they said, would you call me and remind me on Sunday morning? Does somebody have to wake you up on Monday to go to work? What if you told your boss I overslept every day? Honestly, an adult. I did, guess what? It still didn't come. Didn't hear the phone that said. I don't know. Obviously, it's easier to set the clock than it is to get up, isn't it? Serving in the work of God. Notice, if you would, the requirement of service. Exodus 8:1. Moses went before Pharaoh. God's children had been in slavery for 400 years, had been born there. And God said, let my people go. In fact, that verse says, thus says the Lord God, let my people go that they may serve me. Israel was delivered from slavery to serve God. We're delivered from sin to serve God, period. It's not an option. It is a requirement of the child of God to serve Him. First Corinthians 4:2, moreover, it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful. Required in stewards that a man be found faithful. That's the one thing we can all be. I say it time and time and time again. I can't play the piano. I can't sing. But I can be faithful to do what God saved me to do. That's simple. Be faithful to do whatever He saved you to do. One thing we can all be and do. I can't love like God loves. I'm not omniscient, omnipotent, but I can be faithful. Not as He is, but as best as I can. Because that's what God's going to bless. Not how big my church is, because it could and should be bigger. But how faithful was I to pray and study and preach and go sowing and do whatever. Same is true with you. Ephesians 6:6 is, not our service as men pleasers. We're not here to please men, but as the servants of Christ, doing the will of God from the heart. Not to please men, but to serve Christ. So when you serve others, you're actually serving Christ. When you go next door and take a meal with someone or go on visitation, whatever, you're not wasting your time, you are investing your time. When you give a love offering, you're not wasting your money, you are investing your money. And Matthew 19 tells us when we're going to get a return on that. How much it's going to be. 100-fold. That's not now, that's in the kingdom, but we'll hold a different sermon there. So the requirements to serve. How about the rewards or the results? What will I get out of it if I serve? Two things. God promises to faithfulness. And I like both. And want both. The first is earthly blessings. God blesses faithfulness. I quote this verse so often, it's not even in my notes, but I'm going to quote it anyway. 1 Samuel 2:30. For them that honor me, He said, I will honor. James 1:12 says, blessed is that man that endures tribulations. Because it's going to be rough along the way. Do you want to be blessed? He said, faithfully serve regardless of the condition. Blessed is that man. And man, I really like this verse here. 2 Corinthians 9:6 says, he that sows bountifully shall reap bountifully. You want a lot from God, you give a lot to God. You don't get any more out of church than you, or your serving than you put into it. The same is true with life. He that sows bountifully shall reap bountifully. So there are earthly blessings for serving, for giving, for praying, for witnessing, and walking with God. I said there's two results of faithfulness. Earthly blessings, how about eternal? How about rewards in heaven? Now, all Christians will be there, but not all Christians won't have rewards there, by the way. All believers will be in heaven, but I won't have rewards there. And in fact, it clearly says that our works be tried by fire. Those that stand will be rewarded. Those that don't will be burned up. But he will be saved. The Bible says. Revelation 22:12. Revelation 22:12. And He said, "Behold, I come quickly." That's Christ speaking. And my reward is with me to give to every man according as his work shall be. You see, we think about the rapture. What a joy it's going to be in heaven that day. But will it be? There'll be some regrets there, by the way. Even be some tears there. Preacher, really? Yes, well, here's what's going to happen. All believers are going to be gathered together, and one at a time, we're going to stand before Christ, the righteous judge. And not our sins, but our works will be judged. Our sins, by the way, were judged at Calvary. Our sins were judged here, but your faithfulness as a Christian will be judged there. And you're going to account for those Sundays that you I'd rather go and play a game or do something. In those times when you'd rather buy something new instead of give here, I can go on and on. And you get a reward or not a reward. The judgment seat of Christ. I lost my Bible down. Anybody know where? But I had it up here though. Can't see nor remember right there in bad shape now. Where did I put my keys? Oh, you mean the ones hanging in your pocket? Have you look at your cell phone? You had it in your hand, or it's in your lap, or something? Or talking? I'm not talking. 1 John 2:28. Here it is right here, folks. That day when Christ comes and believers stand, and now little children abide in him, that's continue him, that's consistency. That when he shall appear. Now if you may have confidence and not be ashamed before him at his coming, at his appearance, at his coming. Oh wow, one day you'll be confident or ashamed. Which will it be? I've done my best, Lord. Oh, I wasn't faithful. Which will it be that day? Which will it be that day? I don't know about you, but I like blessings now, and I want rewards later. Do I deserve them? No, but I want them. At least one of them. There's 5 you can have. 5 crowns you can win. Will you win any, or will you stand there empty-handed? Will you have something to cast at his feet? That's what we'll do with them, by the way. There'll be no glory. We don't deserve it. There'll be no glory. He'll get the glory when our faithfulness will be rewarded before him that day. We may have confidence and not be ashamed. Confidence and not be ashamed for him at his coming. Will you be confident that day or ashamed? Heads bowed, eyes closed, and looking around. That question again. Confident or ashamed? The 3 S's, the old paths, the path of salvation, the path of surrender, the path of serving. The old path. Ask for the old path, God said. He said, saved, surrender, and serve. Save, surrender, and serve. How about it? Which will it be? Confident or ashamed? Turn to page